Hey, Composing Gloves here, and today we are going to be jumping into the answers to this diatonic triads exercise. We're going to go to File, Open, 24.1, Triads Answers. We open it, and bam, here are the answers. So this stuff, you can look at that stuff if you want. What I want to talk about is this down here, and I also would like to just show you this. So, okay, this is my example, what I wrote. I got a little crazy, okay? I'm sorry if this is like too much for you, but here's what it sounds like. If you included harmonic structure and stuff, kudos to you. So I wrote out a melody, I harmonized it. This is sort of like a step in what we're going to be doing. I didn't strictly check it for all the proper voice leading and stuff, like as super rigid, because we're just having fun here. We haven't talked about those rules quite yet. And okay, so we got some cool stuff going on in here. There's some interesting progressions. And what I'm hoping you were able to do with yours is find where you deliberately chose to use a lowered 6 or lowered 7, and then explain why it sounded that way. So you should have labeled these, and then I also notated how they were resolved. So stepwise resolution up, stepwise resolution down. So here we went from a lowered 6 to the 5, which is the way a 6 would resolve. It would resolve down, right? According to what we talked about. See, so that was like, oh, we've reached something there. And now we're not quite done there because we have a little movement here and then we're done. Over here, the flat 7 goes down to the 6, goes down to the 5, and I also say this is a scale figure. So since it's part of the scale, it actually it'll work out nicely like this pretty much every time. And then over here we have another scale figure, except for this time it is ascending, and that's it. So that's just, I wanted you to make something. Now you could have just had a melody and then just written this out. You didn't need to do all these extra. I have 4 parts here. You could have just one, and so. Yes, that's what's going on there. And if you have any questions about this, go ahead and let me know. I made my tempo quite a bit slower. Typically, that's the way it's done. And then come over here, the key was G major. If you figured it out, good job. And what we have is, here's the analysis of it. So it's just kind of an interesting deal. Note that it ends on the 4, not the 1. That's why it sounds so not done. And hopefully you got this right. Now you see this little PT here that just stands for passing tone. It's a note. It's a melodic tool we'll talk about later, but it's a note that's inserted. They're used to smooth out leaps a lot of the time, but we've got a chord here and a chord here, and we have this space in between where the bass leaps, and so we put a passing tone in to sort of smooth it out. And passing tones can often imply secondary relationships and stuff. Usually we don't look at passing tones too crazily. We just say, oh, that's just a passing tone. We don't go like, oh, what could this mean in context of the rest of the chord? Like, we'll all go nuts if we start doing that. So we just go, it's just a passing tone. They want to be careful not to mistake it for like other things. So yeah, and I did use the proper font this time. And that's all I really wanted to go over with this. I thought there was more, but I guess not. If you have any questions about this, let me know. Pretty cool stuff. Drop whatever you wrote here down in the comments below. It'd be really cool to see your stuff. And have a blessed day.